cozy today. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to watching, my name is Kristle. Thank you for being here and I hope you have fun in my YouTube space. Obviously, you already know what this video is going to be. You clicked on it, you saw the title, but I'm going to be doing a full spoiler-free review of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This book is so hyped right now. I saw this all over my Booktok and I was not going to give in to the hype, but then after seeing so many amazing reviews on this book, I decided to just give in, and I got really lucky and I was able to grab this from Target on their website. I know this book is so hard to get right now. It's sold out everywhere. Side of the pages are so beautiful. They're obviously black and they have like these little printed dragons on the side. And then right when you open the inside of the book, it shows you a map of their world. I don't know about y'all, but when I read fantasy, these maps are so helpful because I constantly am referencing them as I'm reading. For me, it just helps to give me a better mental picture of the world that they're in, and it helps to really put me into the story. So here's like a closer up look of it. I referenced this map a lot while I was reading this book. It was so helpful. And then as you open the book, a couple of pages in, there's another map, and this map is actually of the school that this book takes place in. Because the setting of this book is at a war college, and this is a map of the whole college. So let's do a quick rundown of what this book is about, and then I will share all of my thoughts. So again, like I mentioned, this book is set at a war college, but it has a very like academia type of vibe, which I absolutely loved. The setting was just so good. It kind of in a way reminded me of Harry Potter and like Hogwarts, but on a little bit of a smaller scale, because Hogwarts is obviously huge, but the war college that they're in has kind of the same vibe. Like in my head, at least, the way that it was described in the book just reminded me a little bit of Hogwarts. I've also heard the setting of this be compared to the Zodiac Academy series. I have never read that series before, so I don't really know. But our female main character is Violet. She's 20 years old and she's been training for her whole entire life to go into the scribe quadrant of the war college that they're in. Violet just wants to live a quiet life amongst books and history. She is very smart. And so the scribe quadrant has been her dream for her entire life. But the school's commanding general, which is actually Violet's mother, she has different things in mind for Violet. She wants Violet to compete to be a dragon rider, who are basically the elite, the top of the top. Her mom will basically accept nothing less from her. But for Violet, it's not that simple, because she's small, she's kind of frail, she's a little bit brittle. She's not very strong. She's very different than your typical dragon rider. Everyone doubts her because of her size and her stature, and they think that there's no way in hell that Violet is going to make it to be a dragon rider. There are also lots of challenges in this book that Violet and all of the other riders have to go through in order to even make it. And so of course, because these challenges are very physical, everyone doubts Violet. But Violet is very smart. She is smarter than pretty much anyone there, and this really sets her apart from everyone else. So one of their main goals as a rider is to bond with a dragon. Not everyone there is going to bond with a dragon, because the dragon has to be willing to bond with you. There has to be some sort of connection between the rider and the dragon. And then of course, she comes across Xaden, who is our main male character. And Xaden is the most powerful, the most ruthless wing leader in the rider's quadrant. And of course, they hate each other. Something happened between both of their families and they are like the biggest enemies. So this book is basically about her trying to make it and her trying to survive. And with every day that passes, the war is also getting more deadly. They are training to protect their kingdom and their people. But something big happens and Violet is starting to question leadership, and she thinks that they are holding out on a really big secret. This book, of course, is fantasy and it has a subplot of romance. There were actually a lot of things in this book that reminded me of Throne of Glass, in that they have to go through all these different kind of obstacles and challenges in order to get to where they want to be. This is also an enemies to lovers romance. And I would consider this more, like in terms of romance, I would consider this more of a slow burn romance. There are two main spicy scenes that come a little bit later on in the book. So if you're someone who doesn't like spice, you can easily skip through those two scenes. And I still think that you would really enjoy this. But let me tell you, the spice in this book is so good. It was just done so well. So if you were someone who likes spice, then you're gonna get that in this book. The world building in this book is also something that was just so good. Like, I honestly felt like I was living in the pages of this book, and I felt like I was there. The way that she describes everything in this book, I just felt like I could see everything so clearly in my mind. Action scenes were incredible. The way that she describes the dragons, and she also gives the dragons personality, which I really loved. I believe this is going to be a 5-book series. So there is of course going to be some world building in this because it's the first book. It's introducing you to their world. So I would say the first like 50 pages or so I read very slowly because obviously you're being introduced to this world, and I had to keep referencing the map a lot, and so the first 50 or so pages took me a little bit of time to get through because I just really wanted to familiarize myself with the setting, with the characters, with their world. So the first chunk of the book did take me a little bit of time to get through, but after that it was super fast, and I felt like this book was also really easy to read. Which sometimes for me, fantasy books, it takes me longer to read them because there's just so much detail, there's so much going on, there's so many characters and politics and world building, and so usually fantasy books take me a bit longer to get through, and I felt like this one was actually pretty easy to read and also to understand. I really loved Violet as a female main character. She was brave, she's compassionate, she was strong, she stands up for herself and also stands up for others. She's such a good friend. And then we have Xaden. Oh, Xaden. Oh, Xaden. He is powerful. He is sexy. He's confident, but he's also very protective of the things that he loves. I don't know. He just had me melting. The romance in this book is perfect. Also really enjoyed the side characters in this book. Violet makes some really good friends while she's at the War College. They're all very different and unique in their own way, and I just really felt like I knew them. I felt very connected to the characters, and they all just complemented each other really well. And then the end. Wow. So it ends a big cliffhanger, real big cliffhanger. I believe the second book comes out November 7th, if I'm not mistaken. I hate that I have to wait that long because the end definitely leaves you like, wait, what? But this is adult fantasy. So like I said, there are some very spicy scenes. There are some very violent and gory scenes as well. So this is not a young adult book, even though this is set like in a college setting. This is not young adult. This is absolutely adult fantasy. This obviously was a 5-star read for me. It's truly just a masterpiece in my opinion. This is absolutely one of my favorite books of the year so far, if not one of my favorite books I've ever read just in general. I just loved every second. I loved every second of it. The way that Rebecca Yarros just puts you into this book, like your mind literally just goes into this book and you are living everything with these characters. It was absolutely incredible. I just had the absolute best reading experience. It was so fun, and it was just like a journey. It was an adventure. Anyway, clearly I loved this book, and it is going to stay with me forever. You can get your hands on this. Do it as soon as possible because I promise you, this is going to just grip you and take you on the best ride. Also, if you are someone who has read this book, please let me know in the comments what you thought of it, if you loved it as much as I did. But anyway, y'all, I think that's it for my review of Fourth Wing. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would love it if you would like and subscribe. I would love to have y'all as part of my YouTube family. I will be posting a new video very soon, probably within the next couple of days, and that will be my May reading wrap up and then my June TBR. So that'll be the next video that y'all can look forward to. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.